What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes are back with another superstar from the sport of mixed martial arts. Today we get to talk to Darrion Caldwell, former Bellator Bantamweight champion, currently fighting in the featherweight division, and he's got a big scrap coming up here on February 4th in Los Angeles at the Forum. What's going on, Darrion? How are you?
Man, it's good to be back, guys. I'm doing well.
So you're at Calif now, huh? You're on the East Coast.
Yeah, back East Coast time, baby.
What happened to West Coast, baby? You were here for a while.
I'm coming home now. I'm coming home in a couple weeks. I get to go out there and put a show on for you guys, you know?
Right. That's the Calif break room, or what were you telling us?
Yeah, this right here is where everything goes down. You know, we get haircuts over here. We have parties over here. We have strippers over here. It's like nah, we don't do the strippers, but we do the haircuts. We have parties here. It's a good team atmosphere, you know.
Yeah.
And then right outside there, you hear some bats being cracked right now. You got some baseball players out there doing batting practice, but on the inside here is the wrestling facility, the MMA facility, and where we put all our work in.
How long have you been back east?
2 years now, man. 2 years.
2 years.
California,
Wow.
California is expensive as shit. Like you can't. I'm old now, man. I'm getting older, baby. I'm 35 years old, so it's time to start taking these checks and doing something with them instead of going to the club and blowing them, right? So I'm like, all right. I think now it's time to start investing in maybe a home or something. You know, and for a while I was looking in California, you know, but obviously the market here is better, so I was able to, you know, afford to buy a home here, you know. So it's just been an easy transition because
Okay.
I bought a home at near the best gym in the world, so I get to train and live a decent life.
Yeah. Well, you were originally an East Coaster when you wrestled, if I recall, and so I guess you're kind of back home. Maybe not in North Carolina where you went to college, but is Florida now your home? You bought a home and everything?
Geographically desirable, you know. I'm from Jersey, so where it's cold out. So, you know, anytime you come out to Florida, like we like, all right, let's do that. Like as a kid or coming up, if you can move to Florida, you're doing it, you know. So I'm like, fuck it, I bought a house out here, like doing better than I thought I would be, you know.
Yeah. Now that you've been in the sport for, more than a decade, and we can call it a career, you've been successful, you've won gold, you've been in many big fights, you've traveled around the world. What are you more proud of, your MMA career or your wrestling career, where again you did very well there? You were a D1 champ.
I'm just proud of the fact that I ain't quitting, you know. The fact that I continue to show up, you know, on good days and bad days. For me right now, I'm 35 years old. I feel like I've done everything in the sport of wrestling, everything in the sport of MMA, you know. Now it's just about repeating, you know. Legends repeat what they did, and so I want to be a legend. I'm not here to just be a champion and then, you know, just off in the wind. You know, I'm here to have a household name, and you know, when people talk about not just the NCAA finals match, they remember me. When people talk about a champion in a championship fight, you know, I want to be remembered. You know, so I'm still looking to have a fight like that you know, just people go back and watch like I did with wrestling, but it's gonna happen soon.
Well, I can tell you that it's probably a close call because, like I say, success at the top in both, and that's amazing. And I just want to say I'm very, very happy for you. And you're still chugging along, and I have to check myself. Are you fighting at bantamweight on this one coming up?
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing anymore. I'm back focused. You know, for a while I was doing something. They had me fighting at the tournament. You know, they wanted me to wrestle fight here in Japan and over there. Like I'm focused on taking these guys out at bantamweight again. You know, and so that's where I'm at, and that's how I'm preparing.
Is that an easy cut for you at 35?
It ain't an easy cut, but it's doable. I mean, just 2 weeks ago, I was walking around at 150, you know? So I had to put on like 2 or 3 pounds, you know, because that's where I want to fight at, like 152, 153, right? So I had to put on a few pounds so I'm in training camp at the weight that I'm going to be showing up fight night, hopefully, right? So I'm light. Like people, I walk around at 150, 150, you know?
Okay. At Calif, they got a tremendous roster there. Tell me about a fighter or two that we would know, or maybe not know, that you connect with really good and get some good sessions in.
Well, everybody. Honestly, I feel like it's such a melting pot, and everybody's here trying to learn, you know, and just we all got the same goal, you know, and that's to be the best version of ourselves. Um, Obviously, it's not chess, you know. We don't all come with the same pieces. We don't all come with the same abilities, you know. So some guys I find it easier or better to wrestle with. Some guys I find it easier and better to strike with on Tuesdays, Thursdays, maybe sparring and stuff like that. And some guys I just like to be around in general and do like workouts to where we're both doing the same thing, like strength and conditioning. So to have a core group of guys around me like I do is I feel like it's necessary for success, you know.
So Darrion, you know, mentally you seem very focused. Let's talk about the physical side, right? Um, Training over there with the monsters that you have at your gym, all the different recipes that I guess you've probably tried throughout your career. Is this one that you feel like is the absolute correct recipe, or do you feel like that always has to change from fight to fight for you?
Well, I'm a firm believer still, and you can't learn all math in a science class, right? But you could learn some math in a science class, right? So what's cool about Killcliff is there's always fresh bodies, new guys. There's always a new coach. There's always a new something in here being implemented that it just lights that fire back under you to where you know, you just feel fresh. So here, I just feel like it's always something rejuvenating the program. Um, to feel like I'm back at a college wrestling environment, you know, and have people feel that same way, you know, who's been through college wrestling experiences, you know, it just helps you, um, it just puts you at more ease, you know, that you're doing the right things, you know. For a while, you know, I'm, and I can go on and what I didn't have or what I did have, but this is a recipe for success right here, you know. Coaches that bring out the best in you, training partners that bring out the best in you, you know, and world-class coaches and fighters, you know. It's hard to be great when you just go on once or twice with an amateur here, once or twice with like it just don't work out, you know. You got to jump fully into the cold tub or the hot bath, whatever it is you choose, you got to jump in it completely. You know, you can't half-ass it, and I feel like it's going to show. You know, I feel like a lot of the trail that I had following me from the last couple of years, it was here when I got here. Like, I performed that way when I got here. Like, it was just some kinks in my armor that needed to be polished up, pushed out, right? All the dents in the armor, right? So much beating up on the armor, you gotta eventually take that armor and start to polish it, you know. So instead, for me, I just been building myself back up, and this is the perfect environment for it.
I'm team hot bath all day, by the way. That cold plunge was horrific, dude. But let me ask you this: like, we're at the beginning of the year, right? What would you say is the Darrion Caldwell motto or theme of 2023?
Um, so these last 13 months, my thing is control what you can control, right? And that's my effort, that's showing up, right? That's all I know. Like, you know, is once you start focusing on the outcome or the politics of it and the X, Y's, and Z's is when things start to go downhill, maybe. So for me, it's just focus on what I can control, and that's my attitude, what I bring in every day, you know. So that's just my biggest thing right now.
What's it going to be like here this year for you? How many fights do you think you can fit? Do you want to be super active? And are there certain names that you want to get at this year?
I want to stay super active, you know. February 4th, we go handle business. I heard there's a dog by the name of Pitbull who been talking about coming down to 35. What better guy than to match him up with? We got a little history. He was talking that stuff like he was going to come down earlier a couple years ago, right? When I beat up on his little brother, he said he's going to come fight at 135. It never happened, right? Then I started hearing him talk about it now and the tournament's going on or whatever. Look, just give me that fight, right? You want to fight somebody at 135, bro? Who else to fight but me? Okay, so I go out there February 4th. I put this guy down. I introduce Pitbull to the 135-pound division this year, summertime, whenever he want to do it. And I'm the champ by the end of the year, or champ by the end of or early next year, whatever it may be. That would be ideal for me. Fight this fight, beat this guy up, get the Pitbull fight, and then get that title fight. So.
All right. Well, listen, Darrion, it's always great catching up with you. And it's going to be fun to see you back in LA, where we've seen you for many years. I'm very happy for you, though, that you're a homeowner and that you got that part, under control. I think you gave a great explanation there, because you're right, man. State taxes is a mother. You know what? We eventually moved out of California and went to Las Vegas, and you can feel the ease of that burden. Yeah. No state tax there either. But we still have family in California. I'm currently in California, and it's coming up close, just a few weeks away. Looks like you got someone from Team Fedor, Mikhailov, Staria stole Russia. So it looks like you also have somebody from Team Fedor as well.
Yeah, man. Bader like my big brother, so it's kind of like one of those things. Like I feel like, all right, I'm about to open it up for him. You know what I mean? Knock this guy down. They're gonna go out there and close the show for us. So
nice.
Kind of like a dual meet for us. We got guys on the team that's here that's gonna be fighting on it. I'm the lighter guy kicking off the show for the for the bigger guys. After me is Muhammad, then Steve, and Bader. So I'm go out there and put in some work, man. I'm going best foot forward, bro. Like I'm focused, and all that bullshit you've seen from me the last few years, it's not going down like that. It's not happening. I'm not gonna let my career, my legacy slip. I'm just not gonna have it. And so February 4th.
All right, we'll see you then. Awesome. Thank you for the time today. Great talking to you.
Great talking to you.